Welcome to episode 0 of the Choco-Bros podcast, a Final Fantasy retrospective. I am one of your hosts, Espycat. I will introduce my friends here, and then we'll kind of talk about our experiences with Final Fantasy and all that jazz. So first, we've got SwarlzBarkley.
What's up, everyone? I'm SwarlzBarkley 72. You guys can call me Swarls.
That is also what I will be calling him through our adventures. And then we've got the lovely Iron Aggro.
That's me. You can call me whatever you want. I don't care.
All right, what's up, crazy face?
I don't like that. I will call you Iron Aggro.
Okay.
So we'll do. I like Crazy Face actually does sound pretty good. Nice. It flows off the tongue nicely. Let's do some introductions so anybody who's listening kind of knows what we're about, who we are, what we do. Swarls, we'll start with you, just because I said your name first, so we're going to do your introduction first.
Yeah, but you opened us. Why can't you? No, I'm just kidding.
Did I? No, I can. I don't even know if I introduced myself.
SwarlzBarkley. I mainly stream on Twitch, and I like to play FPS games, but I am also a big Kingdom Hearts nerd. I'm probably one of the select few that did not get into Kingdom Hearts due to Final Fantasy, and because it was Disney. So what you'll come to find out is I know absolutely jack diddly, absolutely nothing about Final Fantasy. I have played a little bit of 7 and a very, very small bit of 7 Remake, and then watched a few streams of the Super Spaghetti Bros. If you're not following them, please go do that. Those guys are awesome. But anywho, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm a big FPS guy. I like to play a few RPGs, JRPGs here and there, and I'm really excited to get into all of Final Fantasy and what have you. I think it's going to be a fun time with these two.
Beautiful intro. Yeah, so Swarls, like you said, has barely any prior experience with Final Fantasy, and that's a big driving force for what we're doing here. We're like, we want to play all the Final Fantasy games, and Swarls has almost no experience, so it'll be fun to see his perspective.
Everyone has a different history with the franchise.
I would love to hear about yours, Iron Aggro. Great segue for you.
Well, I also got into Kingdom Hearts because of Disney. I saw them on the GameStop shelf on my 10th birthday. I was like, I gotta get these, which led to me playing I remember the very first time I played Final Fantasy was I had my PSP because I wanted to buy Birth by Sleep, and I got Final Fantasy 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and Tactics for $14.
What a steal!
They were on sale for $2 each, and I still haven't played 8 or Tactics. I never played that version of 2. I never beat most of them, but I enjoyed 6 and 7, which I did beat back then, and have since played almost every game. I say that, looking through the list, I've probably actually played like half of them, but I've played most of the real ones that count.
Yeah, it's still super impressive.
Only main ones I haven't played are 8 and 11.
We'll have to get to those. I'll do my introduction. I think I introduced myself when we started, but I've got bad memory, so I am Espycat. You can call me Espy, Eric, whatever you'd like to call me, just not Crazy Face, because that will be too confusing.
Real names, wow.
Well, nobody has to leak, but I'll leak mine, because...
yeah, my name is...
redacted. My first experience was with Final Fantasy, and I'll try to keep this spoiler-free for Swarls. My cousin was playing Final Fantasy VII, and I was a wee lad, and there was a part where he said, just keep hitting X. I'm going to go make a sandwich. And without spoiling anything, there was a decision I thought I could make that was not actually something you have a choice in. And my cousin got very mad at me. He was like, why would you do this? I'll talk about it when we get to Final Fantasy VII. So I was always like, oh my god, I messed it up. But now, I recently just rediscovered Final Fantasy probably within the past 5 years. Been going through all of them, completing them all. That's my big thing. I'm a completionist. Final Fantasy X is my favorite game, so I'm excited for that. But yeah, just pretty much the same with them. Kingdom Hearts somehow got me into Final Fantasy. That's the common pipeline we're going to be harping on here.
Seems to be a very common pipeline across everyone in general. The 10
so,
is
Iron
your
Aggro.
favorite, though?
10, I was just about to ask you. 10 is my favorite. Swarls, you're kind of out of this because
you guys suck. I don't like any of them.
Wow.
You've played a
Your
total
favorite
of
is
like
Call
20
of Duty
hours.
Modern Warfare?
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Modern
That's
Warfare
my
2.
favorite Final
I'm sure
Fantasy.
they've had some sort of Final Fantasy promotional crossover or something.
I would
Probably
hope.
not, but maybe.
I don't know. They had the Snickers.
Iron Aggro. What is your favorite Final Fantasy?
7 Remake.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, that's like actually a hot take.
That's my favorite game of all time.
Wow.
No question.
That's a big tell.
14 is very close. 14 is my second favorite game of all time.
And that one's like always going to be pumped with content. So
that one's like
I guess
they were like last year, like, we're gonna support the game for at least 10 more years. So
They said that?
Let's go. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, you'll be good then.
Got a while to go.
I love it. So I have a little list of things we wanted to kind of discuss in episode 0. So basically the whole point of this podcast is we're gonna play through most of the Final Fantasy titles, minus a couple that are either
some don't exist anymore. Some are. We're not doing the ones that become spin-off series. So the Legend games, which I believe can become Mana, or Adventure, I would think, becomes Saga, and the Four Warriors of Light becomes the what's that series? The Bravely Default series. Where all those are technically Final Fantasy games, but they branched off into their own franchise. That's a possibility for after we've done all the Final Fantasy games. We can do each of those series.
That makes sense.
There are 6 different Crystal Chronicles games, I think. Only one of which is available on modern hardware. So maybe not those. And then we're probably not all streaming 11. That'll probably be its own special thing we'll get to later.
That's a couple games away that we have to get through.
Yeah,
so
that's a while.
I'm sure we
don't have to worry about that for a good couple months, years.
For sure.
I mean, the other thing is how this even came about. I mean, we were literally watching. I was watching Aggro on his stream, and he was. Were you actually? What were you playing at the time?
I was playing Silent Hill 3, which then turned into watching YouTube videos.
Yes, that's what it was. It was watching YouTube videos, and you guys were watching different openings, and you were like, let's watch this opening.
Yes.
And I was like, I wouldn't even know it. Never played this game. And you're like, do you want to do this? And then Espy was in the voice chat that I was in. He was like, me, I want to do it. I want to do it. I want to do it. And so, we were just like, oh gosh, we got to bring this. No, I'm kidding. We absolutely love Espy. And, we're happy that he's here. But I will have to say, it was kind of just a crazy thing because I've always wanted to play the Final Fantasy games because I've heard nothing but good things about most of them. Especially 10. A lot of my friends love 10. And as I've played a little bit of 7 Remake and I've watched it all the way through, so I know that one a little bit. And so I'm really excited to get back into like the original 7 to see really how things shake out. But it's just was kind of just natural too how it happened. It just one night we were just watching and Aggro was like, hey, do you want to do this? And I was like, heck yeah, let's do it. Let's at least try it. I mean, I'm down if you guys are. So, I mean, I don't know about you guys. I know it's something that Aggro's wanted to do for a while now.
Years.
But
I've been trying to get some different people to do it. Like multiple sets of different people to do it with me for years at this point.
Never thought to ask me.
Yeah, no, never
crazy.
did. I don't know why.
I will let you guys know that if I don't make it through all of this, I'm pretty certain, Espycat and Aggro are going to make it all the way through. Not saying that I'm not going to make it all the way through, but, just letting you guys know, if you guys came here for Final Fantasy content, I'm certain you guys are going to be very happy.
Yes, we somehow have to get Swarls to sit through 7 pre-PlayStation games. Some of which have stories.
Oh gosh.
We're gonna have our work cut out for us for sure. But I like to think we can at least keep him somewhat engaged. I feel like we're talking about like a little toddler, like, oh, we'll figure it out. We'll keep him.
Oh, I am a toddler. There's no doubt. That's my brain pattern right there. Is you little kid.
For most of those first 3, at least, there's not that much plot, so it will kind of just be us like shooting the shit for most of it. While one of us level grinds or whatever. So I think that'll be a fun time no matter what. There's probably
Yeah.
not a lot
I
of
have to
talk
level
about the
grind?
actual game itself.
I have to level grind. What?
In a
I am-
JRPG, yeah,
I am
level
going-
grinding
no,
is
No, nope. I will run that thing. I'm gonna speed run it.
okay.
That's
I can't
okay.
wait to see this.
That's okay. Well, somehow you'll get through like Final Fantasy III's, I think, the hardest final dungeon in the series.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it level
Nice.
1 crit.
Perfect.
Okay. Oh, all right.
I
Difficulties
will
in Final
trust you.
Fantasy games now. I love it.
Mm.
So all that being said, we're gonna start with Final Fantasy 1. We're gonna
Shocker.
Wow.
Iron Aggro, correct me if I'm wrong, but we're kind of going through as they released.
As about release order, but we're playing the most recent version of the game. So we're
Right.
playing the pixel remasters for the early ones and so on, and
Mhm.
eventually the PlayStation port of Final Fantasy 7 and 8 and 9 to have the speed up and stuff.
Sure.
At least for what is available. Yeah.
Right. So whatever the, I don't want to say most definitive edition because I think
Mhm.
like the Game Boy Advance ports of some of the earlier games have like extra content in them.
Yeah, we'll
But-
talk about while we get there what the differences in content is. I'll make sure to get up a report on that. But basically, I think the pixel remasters are the best version of all 1 through 6. Some people are going to disagree with me. They can do that,
And that's okay.
Screw 'em.
They're
So-
not doing this podcast. Haha.
They are not. You don't have to listen. Please listen. It means a lot to me. I need this. I thought somebody would laugh at that. Anyway,
I was taking a sip of my drink. I was muted.
I was too. I said it and then I started.
I know
taking a
you
sip.
too well, SB, that I knew if I stayed quiet, it would be even funnier to me.
Oh, you're so mean. That will also be a running theme in this adventure. Maybe not so much from Iron Aggro, but from Swarls. He will dog on me. Any
Oh no,
chance
I'm gonna
he
dog
gets.
on both y'all. I'm an equal
Nice.
opportunity
Good.
asshole.
You know
Perfect.
what? I'll shake your hand. I respect it.
The more I get to know you, the further we'll get
Yes.
on that front.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But yeah, we're gonna kind of be holding Swarls' hand through. We're gonna take turns playing a different game, so it's not just gonna be
Where can they find
Swarls
us, SB?
playthrough.
Wow.
That is later on. I've planned it, but I guess we'll bring it up. My personal Twitter is at I am Espycat, and Espycat is ESPYCAT. I retweet a lot of things. Actual tweets, I'm not super engaging, but for the
Well-
sake of this, I will be more content focused, as the youngsters say. Iron
Yes.
Aggro.
You
I forget if you have
forgot to
numbers,
mention
letters.
we have a Twitter for the
I'm
podcast.
getting. It's gonna come up. We're gonna do.
We should
our
probably do
individual
that one
Twitters.
first, but okay.
No, fine. Well, we're gonna scratch this and redo it. Can we redo that?
We can. We'll
Okay.
see if I edit it out, but you know.
Oh god, we're gonna pretend. If he doesn't edit it out, just pretend none of that happened. Anyway, we have a Twitter for this project. It is going to be. I'm just pulling it up to confirm it. Our Twitter is going to be at Choco_Bros_pod. Choco_Bros_pod. That is where you will be able to keep up with
When we go live.
Yeah.
when we go live, when
And-
we post things.
All our VODs / podcasts will also be up on youtube.com / actually I think it's / a bunch of random letters, but it's the Choco-Bros on YouTube.
Heck yeah.
There'll be links in the description here.
Shout out
And
SB
we'll be-
White for the name.
Yep, my wife came up with Choco-Bros, and I'm realizing now, if she's listening, I'm sorry, babe. It's not that original of a name. I'm learning, but
It's okay. We checked. Everything that uses this name is dead. Nobody is
Yes,
inactive for at least 4 or 5
Dang,
years.
Wait, Aggro.
It's like-
Aggro, wait, you killed them?
Yes,
dear God,
I send them to the Shadow Realm.
this is not a Yu-Gi-Oh podcast. This is Final Fantasy. Anyway, so
We
that's
gotta
where
have
you can
plans,
find us.
SP, for after we beat every Final Fantasy game. Gotta set
Okay,
them
you
up
know
now.
what? Forward thinking, get them hooked in. Somebody wants a Yu-Gi-Oh podcast, they gotta suffer through all of the Final Fantasy games we're gonna play. I like
True.
it.
I mean, that's how you build the fan base, right?
Yeah, give them what they want.
And then give them
eventually.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Cool.
But yeah, that's where you'll be able to find us on pretty much anything you're going to need to know about what we're doing, when we're posting, when we're streaming. We'll be streaming the games on whatever channel the person who is playing it owns. So I will be playing Final Fantasy 2. Iron Negro, you're playing Final Fantasy 1 or Swirls?
Yes, I'll be playing FF1.
Okay, so where are you going to be streaming that?
Twitch.tv/IronAggro with zeros instead of O's.
So IR0NAGR0?
That is correct.
Cool. So yeah, whoever is playing, we're going to alternate games. We're trying not to let Swirls play too many of the bad ones. So I'm in the trenches
we'll
playing
see
Final
who's playing
Fantasy
3.
2. We'll deal with that when we get there. But whoever is
playing 3.
Oh no.
You can play 3 if you want to.
You absolutely can.
Everything.
Oh no. You can also do that. You get to play all the ones. You basically have like you can override us. You can say I want to play that
You
one
get
and
first
you gotta
pick.
play it. Yeah.
Because we've played them. So
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah, true. I'm playing 7.
Yes.
that's fine.
I think
10.
we both already agreed. Yes.
Yeah, we agreed that you would do that too. Yeah.
We have a couple that you're
without
playing
without your knowledge.
We have a couple that you are going to play, whether you want to or not. They're the good ones, though. It's fine.
They're the good ones. Yeah.
13
Yes.
versus 13.
You can.
Oh, no.
All right.
Oh.
I don't like this. I don't
Oh,
like where this is
sad.
going. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna move right past that because there's gonna be some people saying, "Give us the Nomura cut." Iron Agro, I'm gonna kind of pass this one to you.
Mhm.
What are we looking forward to this year as far as Final Fantasy content? Because
Yes,
we know we've got this big backlog, but what's gonna get added to the end? What can we look forward to?
Well, I've decided, and I've told you too. I'm gonna do a news segment every week, but since the past news, let's see, the past news of forever that we have not done this podcast is all the news ever. So I'm instead going to do what we're looking forward to this year in Final Fantasy, or stuff we're not looking forward to, like the first thing on the list, the Stranger of Paradise Different Future DLC, which comes out January 27th. That I can't wait to watch the cutscenes.
I could not agree with you more.
I know SB have
On
very
YouTube.
similar thoughts to
Wait,
me.
what?
Yeah, on YouTube. Yes,
Yeah.
I will not be playing this. I love Stranger of Paradise. It's in my top 5 in the whole series. The DLC is some of the worst DLC I have ever played in my life.
Dang, hot takes on episode 0. I'm here for it.
Let's go.
What was the name of the first DLC? It was Trials of the Dragon King? Trials
Yes,
of Bahamut?
Trials of the Dragon King. Mhm.
Okay.
And then Wanderer of the Rift was the second one.
Yeah, and then Different Future. We won't get too much into, Stranger of Paradise.
Yeah, but
Base game, fantastic. Almost my game of the year. DLC, wow, that sure was disappointing.
oof.
So,
This new one looks pretty
Yeah.
good. Looks to have an actual level or two, and not just a new difficulty. I don't know, new difficulty thing with a whole
Wait.
new set of loot. Yes.
Wait, they didn't add cock and ball torture to the new leveling system?
no,
or
they
whatever?
did. That was Bahamut difficulty.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yes, and then the Wanderer of the Rift added another higher difficulty. And this one also seems to be adding a kind of difficulty, but not quite as much. And maybe
And Jack
there's
has a
level
gun.
or two. He does have a gun. And 3 new jobs.
Anyway,
but yes.
Stranger of Paradise, I'm done talking
Yes,
about it.
Cool stuff. We'll talk about
What
it
else can we
eventually.
expect?
Expect a 3-player playthrough of that game.
Yes.
After that is February 16th, Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line releases.
Poggers. I have it picked
That's
as
a
one
good
of my
stuff.
games of the year or whatever, for the fantasy
The
game.
fantasy critic.
We have a
game.
fantasy draft for games releasing this year. That's a different podcast.
But that comes out on February
I've-
16th. Oh, you go.
Oh, I was just saying, I'm just really excited for Theater Rhythm. I love rhythm games. I always have, and I obviously love Final Fantasy. So you kind of put those two together, and it's kind of hard to fail in my opinion. But
Yeah.
what do I know?
The previous Theater Rhythm games I haven't played before. They've been always like on some different system I don't have or don't want to play on or whatever. But this one looks really good. It has hundreds of songs. I may have pre-ordered the $100 edition. With all the pre-order songs and DLC in there. So, I'll be playing a lot of that game. After that, we have on March 10th or 11th, you will be, actually I have written down here, you will be going to see a Distant Worlds concert.
I will one of those days, depending on what we decide. But yep, Distant Worlds, I think it's Distant Worlds Choral Final Fantasy 35th Anniversary. The orchestra, I went to the 7 Remake Orchestra. I guess that was 2021? Yes, 2021. Possibly. Yeah, I'm doing my math. 2021, we went to the Final Fantasy 7 Remake Orchestra, and it was just fantastic. My wife and I went, and we loved it, and it was just Final Fantasy 7 Remake music. So I don't think that was technically Distant Worlds. This is Distant Worlds, which is Final Fantasy as a franchise. So I'm really excited to hear orchestral versions of, what I think Final Fantasy is almost as well known for as the gameplay, which is the music, mainly stuff that Nobuo Uematsu's made. I just want them to play To Xanarkin. That's like number one for me, which I think they will.
Like that song. Well, you said I remember you mentioning it was like part of the 35th anniversary concert tour, even though that was last year. You'll find a theme for most of this year's stuff is we have the 35th anniversary last year, but couldn't do a lot of it.
I think they're just they still want to celebrate, hey, 35 years of Final Fantasy, but last year was odd. So they're just kind of spreading it into this year, which, great, more Final Fantasy stuff to look forward to. I'm fine with that.
Absolutely. And then I lose you two right here when I say around, no date specific, but around May will be patch 6.4, Final Fantasy 14. A lot of new cool content. But I'll skim past that stuff for now. June 22nd, we have the next mainline game, Final Fantasy 16. Finally coming out 3 years after it was announced.
It's been 3 years?
I have no idea what it's about.
June.
Let's go.
We have very little ideas still. Perfect.
Yeah, but I don't even think I've even seen a trailer for it. I'm going to be that honest with you.
Okay.
We'll have to watch that.
That's perfect. No, somehow we have to get you to go years without watching a single trailer, going completely blind.
I probably have not seen any of them besides maybe remakes because that was on TV. So
that's fair. This is gonna be so exciting. But I could not be more excited for 16 myself. I'm planning to take a few days off to play it.
As am I. And when it comes out, Iron Aggro and I will definitely be doing a spoiler cast.
Yes.
We will kind of jump ahead.
I know I had a couple other people also interested in doing it with us. So
sure. I'm happy for that.
Maybe a large cast. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe we could do like special guest stars and whatnot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I would love to get guests for specific games for people who, are fans of specific ones. I doubt we'll be able to get anyone for these first 3 or 4, but
I don't know anybody who is as passionate about these games as we would need them to be like,
They're
hey,
going to be my favorite games of all time. How dare you?
Wow.
You're not a guest. You're on here anyway.
Can't wait for Swarls to go FF2 is the best one.
I'm trapped.
I'm worried.
Help.
No. There's no escape.
There's no... Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
What's
after 16?
After 16 is, again, you're gonna not care. The Final Fantasy 14 North American Fan Fest, which I will not be going to because I can't afford a trip to Las Vegas. But that is where we can expect the announcement of the next expansion pack. Yes.
When you say expect...
14
we sure are hoping?
14 is on a very specific cycle of releases. And they do the same promotional rollout for every expansion. COVID was a exception to that. But when I said May is FF14's 6.4 patch, they haven't officially announced it, but we know it comes out every 12 weeks. So you can do
So it's pretty safe to
assume. I can tell you, also, October 21st is the London Fan Fest, where we can expect the first half of the CG trailer and the announcement of the first new job that will be added in the next expansion.
Oh, that's a lot of stuff for 14 fans. Swarls and I do not play.
No.
Iron Aggro
Yet.
plays enough for the 3 of us.
That's probably true.
What are your predictions for the name of the new expansion?
I got nothing. It'll be 2 words put together into 1 word, like all the others. That's about all I got.
Reconnect.
Possibly.
Oh no.
I think it will. I will say, each 14 expansion after the first one is it takes a lot of thematic stuff from different Final Fantasy games. The most recent one takes stuff from 4, the one before that 3, before that was 5 and 6. I think this one will take stuff from 7. That's what I'm.
So it's like Stranger of Paradise, but
kind of, yeah. Like there's there's moon stuff in 4.
Okay.
In the most recent expansion, like that. There's the
Spoilers.
Moon stuff. That's it. The Crystal Tower is a main location in 3, and is a main location in the second to most recent expansion. They use a lot of the same music tracks, stuff like that, characters from expansions.
True.
So stuff like that. But
wasn't the Crystal Tower in Stranger Paradise like marketing?
Yes, yeah, it was the Final Fantasy 3 level was the Crystal Tower.
I just remember them showing the Crystal Tower, and I was like, okay.
Yes. But let's move on before we get into spoilers.
Sure. Yeah.
After that, we have no more specific dates, sadly, but at some point in the year, we'll be getting FF7 Ever Crisis.
What is that?
I totally believe that.
Espy, you want to take this one?
There's no way. I guess we're still very early in the year. I don't know if Ever Crisis is having maybe the beta.
It will at least have its open beta. So, Charles, what Ever Crisis is it's trying to get the whole Final Fantasy VII compilation, which is what the FF7 series is called, into one mobile game.
What? Oh wait, I remember seeing this. Oh, wait.
Yeah,
this
you
is
probably
what's
watched
weird.
trailers.
No. This is what's weird. Is I saw this on the fantasy game thing that we're doing.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah, it was on there.
It was
Why?
on there.
It's not a mobile. It's a mobile game.
Exactly.
Huh.
Maybe they think it's gonna port.
I guess there's a possibility that it could be on other things, so it's not removed from there yet. Possibly.
Speaking of that, we skipped over. Did you talk about Pixel remasters coming to console?
Oh, I did not. That is perfect. We can talk about that next.
Sorry,
You're good. I thank you for.
Well,
I did not have it on this list though. Thank you. I will.
he mentioned
bring it up.
he mentioned port, and then I was like, yeah. So the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters 1 through 6 are coming to PS4 and Switch. They were stuck on PC and mobile, and I did not buy them because I held out hope, and my cries were heard.
Yes. Is there a specific date for those?
I think they just said spring.
Okay, still something.
I'll look it up right now, but yes, I think they just said spring 2023 Pixel remasters
finally
coming.
After I've bought
Yep,
two
spring
of them,
2023.
I guess I'll buy the other 4 on console.
I bought one the day it came out because I had a flight to North Carolina, and I did not like playing on my phone. So I said, I'll hold out hope they will come to console one day, and I had to wait 2 years.
I forgot they came out on phones.
They did.
Weird.
That's okay. I can play it on my preferred console.
Soon. But after that, we have just the winter time frame. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
That's not coming out in 2023.
What if it does, though?
There's no way they
What
release...
if it does, though?
There's no way they release 16, a mainline Final Fantasy game, and then you can't argue that like the 7 remake project that's mainline.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like,
They've said they consider that mainline.
Right. There's no way they release 2 huge, like, massive beasts of games within 6 months of each other. There's no way that
they'd do it.
I don't know. I think
Either way,
I think Rebirth.
Never
gets
mind.
pushed.
You know what? I was gonna go into super speculation, so we're not gonna do that. But either way, it's coming out within the next 14 months. So
Yeah.
I'm very excited for that. The sequel to my favorite game ever. Shocker.
It's gonna be good stuff.
But then we get into the not officially confirmed rumored tab, and we'll go most to least likely of these things that are not confirmed, Swarl. So don't believe any of what we say.
None of them are happening.
The most likely, which is there's a 99.9% chance it's actually real. They've talked about it existing, except there's no official announcement. The Final Fantasy IX animated series, which is being done by a French studio. I forget the name of.
Wait. Which is the one that? Which one's the game that the dude has a chocobo in his head or hair?
13.
That is 13.
13. Okay, cool.
9 is the one with Do you know Vivi? You know Vivi from
Of course I know Vivi.
Kingdom Hearts 2.
Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yes, 9 is the one with Vivi in it.
Not the best Kingdom Hearts, but this isn't a Kingdom Hearts podcast. Going on.
Yeah, I don't know.
It is the best Kingdom Hearts. Anyway,
it might become a Kingdom Hearts podcast if you keep talking about that. But we have that coming, which there have been multiple people at both that company, Square, and marketing that have talked about it existing. It is real. It is going to come out. It might not be out this year, but there will be a 9 animated series of some sort. Either way, I'm interested to see what that is, because our previous experience with Final Fantasy animated stuff is not ever the best story-wise, but usually looks pretty. So I'm interested in that. After that, there's the rumored Tactics Remaster and FF9 Remake.
please.
Which are pretty sure things. They were on the NVIDIA leak, if anyone's heard of that, which every single thing on that list is either real or unannounced yet. There's been nothing confirmed fake at all. So those will probably be out. I think they will be out this year, though I've many people challenged me on that. And then we get into the insane 4chan rumor theory. You go. Sorry.
Yeah, no, so none of these are coming out then, especially since you just mentioned 4chan.
No, yes, the things we're about to mention are not real. But what if they are real? There was an insane leak the other day that is on 4chan, so I don't believe it, but they have very, very specific things, so I want to believe it. Specifically, the two things I'll bring up are 10.3, which they have talked about the possibility of maybe doing it. Maybe. But it would be after 7 remake project is over.
Which
So
is
if
like
it does get announced, it would just be a logo. And then the other one, which I want to believe, World of Final Fantasy II, a Mog of Light.
Oh, please!
It's such a good title. I want to believe. Everything else on that list, I don't care. I want to believe because that title.
Did you say Final Fantasy 2?
World of Final Fantasy
World of
II.
Final Fantasy.
World of Final Fantasy.
Yes, well, that was the 30th anniversary game, like Stranger Paradise was the 35th.
Yeah.
It's a good game.
Kind of a Pokemon chibi thing. I have not played it yet, actually.
Oh, it's so good.
Is it
On
on
the-
my
on the
phone?
list.
Can I get it on my phone? Is it like Pokemon Go?
No.
No.
No, it's not like that.
Oh.
There
not
are
like
phone
missing-
Final
It's like, it has a
Fantasy
story.
Yes, not mentioned on this list are, I'm sure Brave Exvius and Dissidia Opera Omnia will have content, but I don't play those games, so I don't know. Also, 11 will also have some content, but I don't play any of those, so I don't know.
Wait, they have
And-
11 still getting content and 14?
11 is still. Yeah.
11's getting small content here and there, mostly just
Wow.
small patch content.
And
They
then they had another
had
MMO at one point, didn't they? They had the wings or whatever, right?
I don't
Like
think
Final
so.
Fantasy 7 wings or something. I can hear. Let me.
Probably. I'm sure they have like some.
Okay. But
Charles.
previously the 11 had their 20th anniversary last year, I believe.
Wow.
Something like that. Last year, this year, I don't know. But they had a small story content coming out in batches, and they did not get to finish last year, so they will be finishing off this year with that. I don't know details on it, but we'll see. And also, the one thing I did not mention, which I don't know details on, is the Final Fantasy X Kabuki live performances,
Yes.
which I don't think any of us will be seeing.
I mean, if they put a video of it out, or some way for us to consume it, I'm more than happy to. But
True. Live reaction to Kabuki.
I'm not too sure what Kabuki is. I believe it's where it's an
no.
all-male play, right?
I have no idea.
Well, we'll watch it if we can find a way. Don't you worry about that. Any other news?
That's it. That's all we got.
Okay. So, thank you for that. I appreciate it. There's a lot of news there to digest. My favorite thing about the Final Fantasy IX remake leak
Mm-hmm.
potential is that I believe on the 4chan leak it says announced by Hironobu Sakaguchi,
Which
Am I
is
right?
the most
That's-
unbelievable part of that whole dumb
That-
leak.
I would believe it, and then I'm like, I don't know if
Mhm.
Hironobu
Yep.
Sakaguchi's, who is the father of Final Fantasy, he is extremely critical in Final Fantasy taking off the way it did, when it did, and considering to be here 35 years later. You can read about him. I'm not going to dive into that. But the fact that they're like, the Final Fantasy IX remake announced by Hironobu Sakaguchi, I'm like, is it believable?
No.
Yes, I could see it happening. Do I believe it? Do I really think? No. Why do you say it's not believable at all?
Because he has his own company that is relatively successful. They just put out a game the last 2 years that is at least critically successful. They had a deal with Apple that probably made them money. I hear Fantasian is super good. I've never played it and probably will never play it. They don't own an Apple product. But they still exist.
It was 11.
Hey,
Oh, okay.
what?
Because it was like 11, and I remember because they said that it wasn't ever actually you couldn't play it anymore. Like the servers were down for it, but I guess they came back up. I don't know. It's weird.
Probably the console
thing,
version of
maybe.
11, which doesn't exist anymore.
But then I did find Final Fantasy VII: The First Soldier is shut down.
Rest in peace. That happened. That's some news.
Yep. January 11th, it officially ended service.
I believe
If
less than a year after release, right?
Something
November.
like that.
Okay,
November
so 14 months.
November of 21. So
Yeah, last
it was
if
kinda
they
it was
would have
kinda
made
like what's it called game? It was kind of like what Dark Road.
Battle Royale.
Dark Road. It was like Dark Road, out for like a year and then done.
Oh
And then shut
yeah,
down,
yeah, okay.
if they would have made a console version of not Ever Crisis of the First Soldier,
Probably would have done
it
better.
at least could have
I would have tried it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not playing a mobile battle royale. And then there's like a special adapter you can use to plug it into your TV.
Yeah.
And
no.
then you got it. Like
I'm a battle royale person, and I saw someone stream it, and I said no. So
yeah. So we'll never know what a console version could have looked like, and that's sad for me. But life has its ways of doing things. Huh?
Don't worry though, you will get to experience the non-existent story somehow in Ever Crisis. Apparently,
I can't wait to see how they do
oh
that.
boy.
Okay, we can get into this after
Yes.
the pod, but I definitely want what the heck is
Oh no, this is a podcast content. Ever Crisis.
No. Is
sorry.
the Crisis Core thing that's out right now? Is
Crisis
it just like a full-on
Core?
remake or whatever? Or
It is a remaster of the PSP
Remaster?
game Crisis Core.
Okay.
Yes.
And is that like
It's
actually
really good.
is that like actual story content for
Yes.
FF7?
Yes.
That is probably the
Yes.
most important non-7 story content.
But it
Yes.
takes place with 7, correct?
Before
it's
7.
prequel. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Mm.
And we'll play it after 7 because I think it has more emotional
Yes.
baggage.
Absolutely. It is it is much better played after 7. Don't worry, we'll play all the 7 content. I'm even going to try
All
to
of
get
it.
them to sit through YouTube cutscenes of before Crisis. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that, but
All I know is I'm
could.
supposed
Well-
to hate Shinra, so
boo the Shinra.
That was me. That was the intro to the Shinra song. But I decided against it.
Mm.
We got any more exciting
Cri-
news?
No, that's it. Actually,
Oh, I'm
Lovely.
sad.
it's no more news.
No more.
I will have news next time.
You know
I
what?
cannot wait.
You know what's great about no news though?
Hmm.
We can dive into our next segment. What is it, Espycat?
Wow.
Wow, talk about a segue. So the next segment, really, what I was just going to talk about, when you can kind of expect content from us. The current plan, pending life changes, because that's how life kind of works. We are planning on streaming our full playthroughs, at least a couple of hours a week on Wednesday nights, probably between 5 to 7 Eastern time starting. No, I think 5 is a little early because Swirls is in a different time zone. Probably 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock Eastern time, we'll start streaming again on whoever is playing their stream. So Iron Aggro will be playing Final Fantasy 1. You can find him at Iron Aggro with zeros on Twitch.
Links
Every
in the
Wednesday.
description.
We'll put all the links to everything you'll need down there. We will more than likely be doing retrospective episodes of the podcast after we beat Final Fantasies 1 through 5, and then from 6 forward, there's very clear divides in the story where, hey, something big happened. This is a perfect point to
They start getting
Stop.
more stories.
Yeah.
Like, I think maybe there's a chance we'll do one for 3 or 5, but that's a maybe. We'll see how it goes.
It just depends how we're feeling, yeah.
Yeah.
But the main content to consume will be the streams and the VODs.
Which will be put
That
on
will be-
youtube.com, the Choco-Bros.
Thank you. So, if you want to keep up with our playthroughs and our journeys, and seeing Swarlz' first time reactions, some of my first time reactions, I haven't played too much of the first 6 games. The golden age of Final Fantasy, as they say, is kind of where I really fell in love. And then Iron Agro's playthroughs. It'll be on one of those Twitch channels. Again, whoever's playing it.
I'll get to react to the second half of 5, which I know most of the spoilers of, and the 4th game we'll be playing, which is not Final Fantasy 4. Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. That'll be a blind reaction.
What?
I'm more than happy. I used to play that one as a kid. I say play. I got to the part where there's a big Minotaur boss very early in the game,
And
I
now
got
I'm not
scared.
spoiler free anymore. Sad.
Yeah, sad
If
shit.
you-
Man, SP,
if-
you are the worst whenever it comes to spoilers. Holy
Wow.
crap, man.
If a Minotaur boss within the first 20 minutes of the game is a spoiler, I'm so sorry.
SP, you are just the absolute worst. I just can't believe that you would do that.
I appreciate you bleeping yourself. I hate you. But yeah, Swarlz, I bleep you.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, we'll put a bleep in there. We won't. But yeah, so that'll be where you can kind of keep up with it, and then we'll do supplemental podcasts with our thoughts, kind of almost like interview style. Iron Agro we're talking about, kind of like whoever played the game will kind of be like, okay, what are your thoughts? And we'll also pitch in our thoughts, because this is going to be a Three Musketeers type situation. See who liked what, who didn't like what. But that is technically the last thing I have on my list.
That is the
Yeah, but
end of the
you
list.
actually didn't let me shout out my Twitter or my tweet, my Twitch.
You make a good point.
Please.
SwarlzBarkley
ahead.
72, guys, on Twitch. I don't have a Twitter. Probably won't get a Twitter. It's cancer. So, find me there.
Whoa. We do have a Twitter, though.
Yeah,
just not
go to
for
the other
Swarlz.
Twitter. The
Haha.
other Twitter's nice.
Yes. I don't think I ever mentioned my Twitch. My Twitch is just Espycat, Espycat. You won't see me streaming on there until Final Fantasy 2, but you're more than welcome to just pop in there and follow if you would like to. That is all I had written down as far as kind of things we wanted to talk about on episode 0.
Yeah.
Iron Agro Swarlz, do you have anything else you'd like to add on? Any closing remarks? Whatever. The floor is yours. I'm done talking.
I think that's it.
You think that's it? Swarlz?
I mean, I think I'm good, guys. I think we can officially say we can end this first episode.
I can't do this, okay?
Thanks for coming to this wonderful episode of the Choco-Bros, episode 0. If you'd like to find us, please go to Twitch at Iron Agro with zeros, or SwarlzBarkley72, or Espycat. Please hit that like button and subscribe to all of our YouTube content at the Choco-Bros Pod. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time. And hey guys, guess what? I'll actually know a little bit more about Final Fantasy then.
We're all learning.